It's my pleasure to welcome Jamie Kreyling for this teacher feature. Jamie is a wonderful educator. He's a good friend of mine. We've taught for the better part of our careers together at Snow Canyon High School, I believe, is where Jamie started as a computer teacher. And things over the years have evolved to his position today as media coordinator. Tell me what your title is, and tell me what made you want to be a teacher and what got you to where you are today.
Yeah, so I started off at Snow Canyon as a math teacher. My degree was in math and computer science, and after my first year teaching math, I talked the principal into letting me start a computer program, and after 2 years, that became a full-fledged course, and I did that for about 10, 12 years. And then I used to help the old media specialist here at Snow Canyon High School a lot with his technology and stuff. And when he started coming up for retirement, I thought, hey, that would be a good fit for me up there, because at the time they didn't really have tech guys in the school to help out with stuff. And I thought, being in the media center, I would be able to also provide more assistance and help to teachers and students with technology too. And so I got my media endorsement after I got the media specialist job up here. And that same year, I started teaching the executive council. So I started advising the student government at Snow Canyon as well.
What's one of your favorite parts of your job over the years? What has been probably your most favorite assignment?
I don't know. I mean, there's been aspects of all my assignments that I really enjoyed, but I'd have to say out of all of them, it would be just being able to assist and help people is kind of what I enjoy. So that the being in the media center really helps me to do that. I am free to kind of assist people when they need help and troubleshooting stuff, and that's kind of where my talents are.
Because in essence, you are an administrator. Of course, there's the vice principals, and you're kind of the next up in line, kind of the designated survivor.
Well, they treat me that way a little bit without the pay, but also without having to deal with a lot of the extra stress and struggles they have to personally deal with, right? With the public and everything. It's not an easy job. It's no matter what decision you can make as administrator, there's going to be a few people that aren't happy, and they're usually very vocal. So I don't have to put up with that part of it, but they do rely on me for advice and a lot of different things. So.
And your contract actually is a little different than a classroom teacher, because you have the opportunity to earn extra duty pay in 2 months.
Yeah, so in our district, media specialists get an extra 10 days on their contract. So you're paid at the teacher scale, but then they add 10 days to that compensation. So you can either put all 10 days in, whatever works for your school, and your principal and the people you're working with. You could do 8 days before everyone else and then finish up 2 days at the end after everyone else's contract ends. It just kind of depends year to year what's needed for the school and for your center.
Well, wonderful. Let me look at my next question I was going to ask. So what is, I just asked you that one. So knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to new teachers? Let's say that you could start over again and do something differently. Through the experiences that you have had, what advice would you give to new teachers currently getting into the profession, something that they would be wise to follow? What advice would that be?
Enjoy it all. Don't take it too serious. Almost like a parent, because I've been doing this for quite a while now. I'm towards the end of my career, and you start looking back and you think, why did I stress so much at the beginning? Why didn't I enjoy the students a little bit more and not get so caught up in the day-to-day stuff that tends to stress teachers out. And I would say stay positive too, positive about the students. Try to understand administration and policies, and don't get too negative on stuff all the time, because that can make for a long career. So if you can stay positive and enjoy the students and the relationship you build with them, seeing them succeed and helping them succeed, your career is going to be much more fulfilling in the end.
Well, just one more question, and I'm going to put this teacher feature in this chapter that deals with policies and classroom management. And I know that you are probably the expert on, I know you're the expert on technology in your school. I mean, you deal with it on a daily basis, but in reference to cell phone and student cell phone use in the school, in the classroom, what is your philosophy on technology and personal devices in the classroom?
I think over the years it's shifted. There used to be a strong policy like no cell phones at all. Then it loosened up and said, no, we gotta figure a way to utilize them because the kids are going to be on them anyways. I would try to just develop a policy where, yes, we utilize them. There may be times in class when it's appropriate to use them, but there definitely be times when it's like, hey, this is a time when it's not going to be used. Whether it's the 10 minutes of instruction or whatever it is, there's got to be that mutual respect with the kids, I think, to say, I understand the devices, they're used for things. So that's kind of my philosophy on it. I think it's a fool's errand to just try to say, hey, we're going to ban them and they're never going to be used, especially at a high school level. I think if you look at college students, you look around at people going to church, I mean, everyone's on their cell phone a lot, right? So I think directing that in a positive direction instead of trying to eliminate it is probably the better, more successful way to go about it.
Well, Jamie, I sure appreciate this opportunity. I know that as part of your assignment as exec council advisor, that your students are going to come in here any second to do the announcements for the school. Do they do them from your office?
They do every
Okay.
day. Once a week we do video announcements too, so they pre-record those and we show them.
And so what's on the, just out of curiosity, what's on the block for today as far as, are there any important announcements? I know you just barely before you walked in your office, you took part in a lockdown drill, and you had a role.
So the administration will probably get on today and just talk a little bit about how the lockdown drill went, give any advice on what we could do to improve. But then we'll do our normal general announcements about congratulating the sports teams, upcoming activities. We got the end of the year coming up, so we have our senior honors night coming up. We have all the fun stuff the kids do with the Warrior Olympics and the breakfast and our last little dance party. And so they'll try to promote and advertise all that. We currently have a book drive going on with NHS and Key Club, trying to get some children books donated. So we'll talk that up a bit. Yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, I can't thank you enough for participating in this teacher feature. Hopefully the students that enroll in 1010 and want to embark on that goal of becoming a teacher, that they'll engage with this video, and it'll go down in history that is one of the things that hopefully helps change their mind and puts them on the right path to possibly becoming a teacher. But thank you so much.
Thanks, Greg, for the opportunity.
You bet.